Now here's a wallet that we'd all like to have. This is my wallet. I've made it myself, and I'll show you how to make it too. I've got $1 in my wallet there. I've used a texter to give us a token $1. There we are, we've got $1 in the wallet, but if you close up the wallet just like this, and you might have a magic wand, you can use that, or even make that into a magic marker and wave that over the wallet. Open up the wallet, and now instead of $1 inside, you have $100 inside, so you can go down to the shops and have a wonderful shopping spree. Now here's what you need. You need 4 pieces of cardboard, around about 10 centimetres by 11 centimetres. Doesn't have to be exact, but roughly that size. You also have 3 pieces of ribbon, and once again it doesn't have to be exactly 14 centimetres, but around about that size. Now that's flat cotton tape, or you can use ribbon, as long as it's around about 1 centimetre wide. Ribbon or tape, both are fine to use. There's also a piece of card which is about 8 centimetres by 4 centimetres, and a pencil, a ruler. What else do we need? Some craft glue, and we're just about ready to go. First we'll concentrate on 2 of those cards, in fact 1 at a time. On one of them we're going to place these 3 ribbons. With the ruler and pencil you measure in from the edge 1.5 centimetres, and same down the bottom. This is just to make them look uniform, that's all. And over the other side in the centre, roughly in the centre, 1.5 centimetres in from that edge. Now we also need to find the centre of this edge here. So 11 centimetres is about 5.5 centimetres, and we'll put another little mark there, so we've got a little cross, just to give us an idea of where one of those ribbons is going to go. On the other side, 1.5 centimetres in from the top, 1.5 centimetres in from the bottom, as well as 1.5 from the side. So we've got 3 crosses. We've got 2 crosses on one edge and 1 cross in the centre on the other edge, and that's where the ribbons are going to go. It's just an indication of where we'd like to put them, that's all. So that ribbon is going to go right there. Another ribbon is going to go on the bottom of that edge, not right at the bottom, but where we put that pencil mark. And we're going to just take the glue, put a little knob of glue underneath that ribbon and press it down. Same with the bottom ribbon there, a little dab of glue and press that down as well. So we've got 2 ribbons going to the left, and there'll be 1 ribbon going to the right, and that goes right in the centre of that edge. So another little bit of glue there, and we'll push the end of that ribbon onto the knob of glue. So we've got 2 ribbons going to the left and 1 ribbon going to the right. There we go. Now we need something heavy to put on those, and for the glue that I'm using, it says on the label that 20 to 30 minutes should have that glue drying, so we'll come back in 20 minutes or so. And we're ready for the next part. My wife has reminded me that when I'm dealing with glue I should always put some newspaper down to save the tablecloth, and so that's exactly what I'll do from now on. I've learnt my lesson. So the next thing we're going to do is to tuck those 2 under, so that we have 2 tabs, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then the long ribbon at the centre. You take another card, you place it on top of that long ribbon and under the 2 short tabs. You don't need to measure and mark again, you can see roughly where it needs to go from the one you've already done. So you take the glue Need a bit more there. Take the glue and put a little bit of glue underneath that tab and the bottom one as well, and one over the other side because we're going to fold that back onto the card. The top tab gets pushed onto the glue there. Same with the bottom tab, push it onto the glue, and this tab here you fold it back onto itself and push it down onto the knob of glue that you put there. Now have a little bit of a gap between the two cards, otherwise it won't close properly when you close up the wallet. And then when you've done that, you take your heavy books or other items, whatever you're going to use, to clamp that down and let it dry once again for 20 to 30 minutes. So on go the books, and we'll come back in another 20 minutes or so. Back we are, and it's glued itself to the book. Wonderful. Of course, you'll be a lot more careful with your glue than I have been. But there we are. We've got the makings of the wallet. Now the next thing we're going to do is to take that small piece of card, 8 centimetres by 4 centimetres, and fold it in the middle. And that we're going to hook over that centre ribbon. Take our glue once again and just glue those two halves together so they don't come off that centre ribbon. So we've done that. Now we're just going to tidy it up a little bit, and then the way we do that is we turn it over, and we're going to cover up those black tabs because they don't look too good. This is where the third and fourth card come in. We're going to take the glue, and the way I do it to cover the whole card is to go around each of the 4 sides with the glue pot. Open it up just a little bit more. There's one side done. There's the second side, third side, and the fourth side. That takes care of the edges. Now to take care of the centre part, and you can do this whatever way you like, of course, but this is my way of doing it. I go diagonally from one corner to the other, and the same with the other 2 corners. So you've got a big cross on the card, and then that makes 4 triangles. So you just put a dab of glue in each of those 4 triangles, and that should cover just about the whole card when you press it down. So you line it up and push it down so that those black tabs are covered up. You do the same with the other one. Open it up a little bit more this time. Oh, that's much better. Out comes the glue. 1, 2 sides, 3 sides, and 4 sides. That's the edges. Go across the middle in a big X. That makes 4 triangles, and just a little dab in each triangle. That goes on the other side to cover up those black tabs, and that makes it a lot more acceptable to look at than it was before. And you can also take coloured pencils and draw little drawings on there, or stickers, or you can decorate it however you like if you want to. I've got a little bit of glue on there, so I'll try and get rid of that so it doesn't stick where it shouldn't. And we'll put those books back on and wait another 20 minutes. There's a little bit of waiting in this, but it's worthwhile, I think. 20 minutes later, we'll take it off, and oh yes, I've been very sloppy with the glue, haven't I? I think I've got too much glue that's sticking the newspaper, but that'll come off quite easily. And I'm sure you'll be a lot more careful with your glue. Lucky I did put that newspaper down. So there we are. We've got the makings of a wallet. Now here's where you get a chance to make it nice and fancy if you want to. You can take your coloured pencils or paints or whatever and do little drawings on those, or even stickers, just to make it nice and fancy if you want to, but otherwise you can just leave it blank the same as I have. Now you're going to take a texture or something to write with, and on that white centre tab that you pasted there before, you're going to write down what you want them to see at the end of the trick. In this case, I want them to see $100. And of course we have to hide that, don't we? The way that you do that is you simply, there's the $100, and that's what I want them to see when I open it up finally. You close it up like this, and you open it up from the other edge, and that way you'll see the back of that tab that you just wrote on. Now on this side of the white tab, while the audience is watching you write down what you want them to see at the start of the trick. And in this case I'll make it $1. $1 is going to turn into $100. So there's the $1, and we're going to close it up. I close it to the left. You can close it to the right if you want to, but you don't open it the same way that you closed it, otherwise you're going to see exactly the same as what you just wrote. So instead you take the other edge and you open it that way. And you can show it back in front and show them that there's $100 now in the wallet. But always go the same way, so I'm closing it to the left and open it to the left as well. So you keep going the same way all the time. And that way it'll change from $1 to $100. You can go to the right if you want to. It's the same effect, but I choose to go to the left. Whichever way you go, keep it going the same way. Whenever you do close up the wallet, take your hands away for a couple of seconds, and that way they won't remember which way you closed it. Bring your hands back again and open it to the left, and show them that it's now $100. So have fun with that and visit us again sometime.